Hello and welcome to the ADHD Girls podcast with me, Laura.
And me, Claire.
Am I Laura? Am I Claire? Who am I really?
Okay, I was just spaced out then.
Who am I? That's a deep question. Who am I? Who am I today? So we are today going to talk about coming down from God mode and that high you get with ADHD. But first, we're going to talk about how has ADHD shown up for us this week. This is how we start our podcast every time. So for me, my daughter had finally, drum roll, an ADHD assessment. And I went because I'm like, oh, finally, maybe we can get some support and something in place to kind of just help her, because as much as I have it and she has it, it would just be nice to have that extra kind of village support, as they would call, or someone else kind of go, oh, have you tried this? Okay, I can see she's struggling with that. Have we tried just a bit more ideas around, right, what can we do? And we went along and the ADHD assessor was very nice, but all they focused on was the fact that she had a friend and occasionally she made eye contact, and that's kind of fine, and she's not ADHD because she has those two things. And my ADHD is sitting there screaming of, it's a whole spectrum. It's so much, especially in girls, and girls mask, especially young girls, because they want to fit in. And, there's so much going on at that age with, growing up and hormones and already all that stuff. And I'm sitting there and I just felt I felt a lot of things because I can't tell a professional how to do their job, but at the same time, I need to tell this professional how to do their job because they don't seem to know what they're doing. And it's just that frustration of, she has so many, she cries at school, she has problems focusing with concentration. I could go on for literally hours about this, that she is clearly ADHD, but it's just constantly dismissed because, oh, well, she has a friend. It's like, but her friend is also ADHD. So you could make this up.
And what do the school think?
Oh, no, that's a whole different podcast I can go on to. So the school are going, oh, she's fine. Everything's fine.
Because she's not throwing chairs.
She's not throwing chairs at their head. So it's fine. Because with girls, the struggle is internal. And the masking is there of, well, I'll just do what she's doing because she seems to be popular and, I just want to fit in. That's the problem of girls want to fit in. And you don't want to stand out. You don't want to be different. And so the school just think everything's fine. So it's such a long road here in the UK to get this assessment. And, so at the moment she's had it. We're not quite sure what's going to happen next. I just have to wait for paperwork. And then when I receive said paperwork, I can then have a nervous breakdown and then start the process again of where do I go from here to just basically get my child some support. So that's how my ADHD has shown up in rage over, and it is, I think the injustice part of me is coming out on.
It sounds like an impossible situation because you've got ADHD and you probably see a lot of things in your daughter that you were like at that age. Yeah. That has taken how many years for them to realise you've got it. It's like, how are we at this point where they're saying, oh no, but she's got a friend? And I'm just like,
can you make eye contact? I'm like, but what about all the other stuff that she struggles with?
It's crackers. I just don't understand.
I don't know if there's a thing of like, well, you can only say yes to 10 children this week. I don't know if there's a quote. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But at the same time, when your child is really, really struggling and you just keep constantly being like pinballed from one place to another and everyone says either she's fine or, oh, it's fine, she's got a friend.
I just find it really weird that you're the parent with the ADHD as well.
Yeah.
And then start listening to you say, well, that's how I was and I'm ADHD. So
I'm ADHD and I was diagnosed by a psychiatrist, so I definitely have it. And that's kind of just, oh, okay, well, we've written that down, but it doesn't count for anything. Like the fact that I can say from experience, she's, and I'm not going, right, I just need her in private school or I need like an extreme something, where you think, well, that's ridiculous to ask for. I'm just saying, right, she just needs some support with managing her, just what is out there. I don't know because she's,
Well, that's so frustrating because, you're seeing it. Yeah. You're probably seeing yourself.
I am, and I think that's what my anger is, of like, I was dismissed, or I was like, oh, she's a daydreamer, or oh, she would do well if she tried harder, and all these things where I'm thinking that's exactly the same, yet we have all this so-called knowledge and there's so much out there about this. But then you get the other side of, oh, everyone's ADHD nowadays. It's like, well, maybe they are. I don't know. Like, is that a bad thing? So what if everyone's ADHD?
I think I've read that, they're saying about 6% of the population are, and only 3% are diagnosed. By that reckoning, we need to diagnose another 100% of the people who are already diagnosed just to catch up with the people. I'm like, that's not a big number. 6% is still a small amount. But it seems like a lot because so many people were missed.
It's everywhere at the moment as well.
Yeah.
And there's not enough resources. But so that's the long version of how's my ADHD.
Yeah, it sounds like
that's the range is out. But how about you, Claire? How has your ADHD shown up for you?
Well, thanks for that, Laura. That sounds like a really challenging week.
Challenging is one word. Yes. There's a lot of other words that I cannot pronounce on podcasts. No. What about you, Claire? What's your...
I'm actually struggling with... my brain has sort of gone into standby mode.
Okay.
Right now.
That?
So this is interesting. So we can talk about this week how you can go from being in what we call God mode, which is where you can do all the things.
You're invincible.
You can do anything. Your brain is just firing on all cylinders. You can write things, you can say things, you can perform, you're witty,
everything's
you're
in flow.
Yeah.
Almost that flow, it's just everything's flowing out of you how it should, everything's going well, you've got energy, you've got physical energy, you've got mental energy, more passion, more energy, more passion, more energy.
So it's been a week of a lot going on, and that flow, and today I'm like, nope, I'm on standby mode. I've just pressed the red button and there's not a lot going on, and I don't know really where to go with that because it's just quite blank at the moment. But I think looking back, it's been a really difficult week, and I can't even remember why right now because literally my brain has gone blank.
Come down,
And I think that is what happens with ADHD. You could, the flip side of the God mode, which is that amazing. When I've been in that mode, I feel like I've worked out formulas, and I've worked out.
You're riding the unicorn.
Yes, yes. All these equations that people have been trying to figure out. They've just appeared to me in my head, and I've got the key to the universe.
Yeah.
Not to exaggerate, but that is what it feels
that
like.
Feeling, yeah.
And now it's nothing.
The high, but then that's I think normal because you've used up so much energy in that high, where you think naturally it will have that opposite of, right, you need now to replenish. So maybe think of it more of you need to replenish, recharge, because you've used up so much mental and physical energy. And it isn't, a short period by the sounds of it. It's quite a long period for like a week or two.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a long time to be fully charged and using everything.
It's just, I don't know what my brain's, where it's at. It's gone walkabout. It's left the building.
Elvis has left the building.
The body is here, but the brain has somewhere else. I think it's resting somewhere, maybe it's hibernating. Yeah,
I feel so. Yeah, we're going to go straight into that on this episode, is that managing yourself, really, because
don't ask us.
Because I have it some days when someone talks to me, I've got a good comeback, I've got a witty dialogue, I'm on fire, people are laughing, it's fabulous. And other times I feel like some swamp creature where I don't know what day it is, I don't know what's going on. Someone will ask me such a basic question and I'll look at them and be like, what? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And I feel like that it's, for us AD or whoever on the spectrum, it is the extremes again of feeling that, yes, I'm riding the unicorn to swamp creature. That doesn't, I can't seem to, because I can't remember, like, a school.
Pipeline from a unicorn to swamp creatures.
It just goes straight down. The unicorn disappears and I fall into becoming a swamp creature. That's the way I can describe it for myself. But like at the school gate, like someone would just ask me something really, really basic and my brain would just go, no. No, we do not do words today. We do not do smile. We do nothing today. Today we do nothing. And I'm like, I can't respond. I look like such a complete pancake standing there like, and I have to really put effort into a basic thing.
I have these moments where if I'm in a busy office or the train or whatever, anywhere where there's lots of conversation going, I zone out. And I realise I've done this all my life, and I realise I did this at school, but I've daydreaming, I've zoned out, but I can hear this noise, this background hum, and I've done it to protect my brain. I realise it's just too much, it's just gone into standby, so it's switched off. Still operating on a very low level. And how can I explain? You know when you fall asleep when you're watching a television? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but say you're watching TV, you're really tired, you're trying to stay awake, you're watching TV, but you're sort of nodding off, but you're not really asleep because the TV's still in your brain. You can hear the voices.
You're aware. Yeah, it's an awareness thing.
Yeah, and I felt like this. I was like, I can hear these voices. They were really annoying me, but now I've gone down into standby, and I can hear them. And it's like I'm half asleep, but they're there, they're just droning on. And there's just nothing to them. There's just no substance. There's just words going on and on
it's
and
almost
on.
It's bouncing off you. It's not going in to be processed. It's almost like your brain's allowing it to wash over itself because it's like this is kind of
to a large extent. But then it's still having some effect because I can still I feel like I'm in that half asleep mode and it's just droning on, and it sounds a bit like your experience with, the school gate. Sometimes you think, what is going on? I'm not in this conversation. I guess we're just protecting the brain because it goes to this like taking in everything to there's nothing happening now.
Yeah, it's one extreme to the other of your brain's taking in everything, then processing it at 1,000 miles an hour of, right, I can do this with that. I've got that. Oh, I've got this idea. Oh, I've got a good way of doing that. And you're just on, everything's on fire, to then your brain just literally goes, no.
Nah.
Is that a full stop? That's a full sentence. It's just a no. But I'm there going, right, but I still need you. You gotta come on, girl, you got this. We can have a conversation with another mum at the school gate. And my brain's like, no, we do not have conversation at school gate. I'm gonna make you look like an idiot. I'm gonna make you stand there. She's gonna be really nice and just chatting to you about basic things. And you're just gonna stand there and have absolutely nothing to say. And I find it's almost like my brain's working against me it's just no. It's just, we've got no witty conversation. We've got nothing. We're not even going to understand what they're talking about. And it's something basic, absolute basic. And it's like, but I can't, and I have no control. And my frustration is I've got no control. I feel most people have it somewhere in the middle, where they're never on that high, but they're never on that low. They're just kind of operating through that. Well, my brain's functioning. Really. It can do it, yeah. Well, our brains are like either one extreme to the other of, no, we've got this, the world is mine, to blah.
I am the creator of everything.
Yeah.
That's ever existed. No.
And I've got great ideas for 20,000 things and 3 businesses and a sideshow.
All at the same time.
Everything at once.
Juggling on a unicycle.
Yeah, with a monkey on top.
Playing drums.
Yeah, everything's working great. Everything's... And to the other extreme of just absolute nothing.
And I think sometimes I really struggle to know what I'm feeling or thinking. And it's probably because my brain's just got there's nothing left.
You've felt everything now. For the past week, you've had all the feelings. The feelings now switched off. We don't do feelings for the next few days. No. We're just going to do numb and no dialogue. And I find I even struggle to watch TV.
Oh.
Even a show that I like, I'm kind of just going to be sitting there and looking, going, I'm aware it's on. I'm aware what they're saying, but I can't. My brain doesn't let it in.
It's sort of like a halfway house between asleep and awake. Not really, barely functioning.
I'm physically here, but mentally, I have no idea what's going on. And it's something, but it's my brain. How can I not know what's going on? Like you're saying earlier when you said, sometimes I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
And I feel that as well of, I'm just there, like I'm a body, I'm functioning, I'm doing things. But that's, like, it feels like my soul is not available. At that moment, it's just, I don't know where my soul is. It's just kind of switched off. It's kind of hidden. So it's run away into the corner of the room and going, no, I can't deal with you anymore.
I think we've spoken before about how it can be really hard to identify what your feelings are. And sometimes we're good at the big things, like there's an anger, but we don't know where it's come from. And the weird thing happened to me yesterday. I was going to the dentist and it was a really sunny day, actually one of the first sunny days, I think, for the whole year. Gave us a little glimpse of the fun. And then I was on the way to the dentist, and I must have been feeling anxious, because, let's face it, who does like going to the dentist? But I probably squished all that down, because I was like, no, I've got to do this. So I went to the dentist, and I sat in the waiting room, and there was music playing on the radio. I can't tell you what it was, but it made me cry. Oh. And I was just like, I feel incredibly sad, and I have no idea why. It just came literally out of nowhere. And it really bothered me, and I was like, I can't be losing my control. What was going on? And it sort of lasted for quite a while. Even when I was walking back from the dentist, I was like, I feel really out of sorts, and something's brought on a really strong emotion, and I can't really tell where that came from. But this is where diagnosis is so good, because I know what I am. Because I know this is a thing with other people who have ADHD and autism. I was like, I don't have to. Yes, I'm still going to have this weird sensation of not really knowing what's going on and not really being in touch with how I feel, but knowing it's a strong emotion, but don't know where it's come from. I don't have to berate myself for that. In the past, I would have gone with it and gone down into this massive, deep hole of like, what is wrong with you? Why are you crying? This is ridiculous. Whereas now I'm just like, no, it's okay. It's literally just your brain wiring. So that is why the diagnosis is never, I personally don't think it's ever a bad thing. No. And if you get it late in life, don't ever think, oh, I'm too old. What does it matter? I've got this. Because it gives you that permission to think, that's okay. It's just literally how things work sometimes. Yeah, and you can find that community as well, because the more, we look into other people posting about their experience of the ADHD and autism and just anywhere on the spectrum, because I was saying about this earlier that, I personally feel the spectrum is all different colours. So all of your quirks that you have, they're all a different colour, and they just blend into this tapestry of different colours. And obviously some people's colours are bigger or stronger in certain areas more than others, but it all just blends into this one big tapestry of like feelings and things and everything that's going on. And I don't think that, saying, right, okay, I have this, this and this. It just means that you go into that area and you go, oh, someone else has got a similar experience to me. And sometimes you go, well, how are they coped with it? Or what are they doing? And it's just sometimes that not feeling so, oh, it's only me that's experiencing in the past, I would have felt really ashamed of myself. Like, why would you just randomly start crying? Because you heard some music. But, thinking about it, sound is a really potent sensory signal. And I think hearing, maybe I heard something and it brought back a memory of something, I don't know. But I think sound is one of the last senses you lose. So it's a very important sense, and I think something had triggered in my brain. But the important thing is that I would have previously have felt really ashamed and gone like, oh, what's wrong with you? And just gone with that sensation of feeling really low. But instead I was like, oh, it's just a feeling. It's actually not that big a deal. It might be down to lots of things. Maybe didn't sleep well last night, because I don't want to have to go down in that hole. It's not necessary to. I think you made. What was it? You can go down. You don't have to. So there's a saying that I heard that you can have whatever feeling, whatever you're experiencing is fine, but just don't unpack and live there. Yeah, it's fine. We're all going to have those times when we're feeling bad. And it's, for me, I think it's better to experience it, because the concept you go, oh, I don't want to feel that, it's there for a reason. It's just be neutral about it. And like another one I've heard is you can, let me get this right, you can drive past the cul-de-sac, you don't have to go in it and sit there and live in it. You can just peek at it and go, but drive on. So I didn't, in the past I would have gone, oh, I need to follow that feeling of depression. I'm going to live in that house. I'm going to sit there and stay there for a year. No, it's fine. So that was just interesting. And I think, if I looked back over the week, I would probably could have identified quite a few things where I hadn't been looking after myself very well, and probably, like I say, tired, hadn't slept well, hadn't eaten as well as I could have done. So, there's probably reasons why that happened, but it was just took me by surprise, and I was like, I don't want to have this feeling. It's just really inappropriate, and I don't know why. I'm just going to go to the dentist. Why am I crying? It's ridiculous. But it's like, you're human. Let's be honest, we're all human. We're all going to experience different things for different reasons, have different triggers about different things, and it's just going, that's okay. It's doing that for a reason. For whatever reason, you might realise it, you might not. Maybe down the line you'll look back and go, oh, I kind of see why that happened there. And like you say, you might think, okay, I've not been, looking after myself as much, and it just sometimes comes out, which is, it's okay. And that's where journaling can help, can help someone find that really useful to think what they've done that day, and, it can be really practically based. So like, did I walk today? Did I get enough air? Did I get enough fresh air? Did I get enough sunlight? Obviously, not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Not a fat chance of that. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just grey and wet. So, but these things, again, I think it's recognising as well that these things will affect you.
And that, you will have this amazing God mode where you are invincible. And well, now I realise that's a thing. It's like, oh, okay, so that's why.
That explains that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. A lot of people like that. Fine, yeah.
Because at the moment I'm in that thing of, I'm editing a book and I just keep like just second guessing myself of, well, does that sentence sound better than that one? And does that fit better? And I just can't, I'm so indecisive that I'm annoying myself, but I don't know because I want it to be really good. And, I wrote it in God mode where it was like, this is going to be brilliant. Whoever reads this is going to love it. It's going to be fabulous. And now I'm in the stage of, no, I need to make sure, and I'm picking at everything and I'm reading it going, oh my God, what did I write? Like, why on earth did I write that? Is that actually any good?
I don't know if this happens to you, but if I'm writing something, I get to the point where I've looked at it that much that
it doesn't make
now
sense.
Has no meaning. The words just have nothing. There's nothing left. I don't feel anything anymore. It's like it could be in any language. It could be in Klingon. I don't know. I can't read it anymore. Yeah, there's nothing left.
I know this story so well and I've changed it so much. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with this story because I've
no meaning.
I'm just like, I've rewritten it. I just need to make sure whoever reads it, it makes sense to, and it's a good story that they go, oh yeah, it was a really good journey I went on. But I'm at a stage where I'm just constantly second guessing myself. So I need to, but I don't know what triggers God mode. Because I need to be in God mode again to really edit it and just be like, no, this is great and put it out there. But this is where, what do you think triggers God mode, Claire?
Sometimes I don't think there is. Sometimes I think it just happens. That's probably not the right answer, but I don't know. Other times it's probably the stars have aligned. I've literally no idea.
It sounds like, because I was thinking, how do I get myself into God mode? I was really like, no, come on. God mode happens. How do I make it happen?
Personally, I can't.
I can't.
If I've got a deadline,
oh yeah,
I pretty much will pull it out the bag because I have to. So, but is that God mode? I suppose it is.
God mode. Yeah.
You have to artificially create a deadline or something, but that isn't necessarily a great way to be because it's like exhausting.
It's a stress as well because then you've got the come down, because if you've put yourself into even more stress and that cortisol and adrenaline hit, then you're going to have an even bigger come down than you would from just normal God mode where it's just come around naturally.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to ignite it and I was just thinking like, how can I? So I'm eating well. I can't walk because it's absolutely pouring it down. So I'm trying to do what I can at home. But it's just, I'm trying to ignite it and it's not happening because I think it's almost like my brain knows, oh, you're trying to ignite God mode. Oh, I see what you're doing there. Nah, it's not going to happen.
It's like you've got the matches. You're trying to strike the match, but they're all... They're
not working. Yeah, they're all wet.
They got wet. They got wet. They're not going to light.
It's not happening. So yeah, I'm just trying so hard though. If I'm eating well, I'm trying to tick certain boxes of right. I'm going to make it as easy for myself.
Your brain's going to go. Nah.
I feel I don't go into God mode. I slip.
Yeah.
It's somehow like you say. I think just things align, and all of a sudden I'm just like wake up, and it's like right, today's the day where stuff gets done. And then I'm like, okay, it's almost like my brain's saying, right, we're in God mode today. And I just go, oh, okay, that's great.
I feel like I achieve, I achieve 10%, no, hang on. I achieve 90% of the work in about
10%.
Is that right? Yeah. Which is completely out of sync. There's no consistency. It's like, but I can achieve a huge amount of work in an hour I've been procrastinating for. But the thing is, when you're procrastinating, you are still thinking about the thing, so you are still processing, and it's not dead time because if you're thinking about the thing, say you're writing and you haven't written it, all those hours where it's just in your head, but you're not writing it, it's still that you're still working on it. So it feels like you've done it in half an hour, but you haven't because you've spent
time
3 days thinking about
having a nervous breakdown over it. Yeah, so I think you're right. Yeah, it definitely is that way because I think I'm hoping my brain is gathering enough together to go, right, this is
I think so. I think it's running in the background for you.
It's like, computer program. It's running. It's not doing anything. But
it's running and it will come out.
It will align and finally...
You'll be surprised. You'll pull it out back of your brain.
I better.
So we're coming to the end of the podcast session, and as always, we finish with the no shame zone. So for me, if I start off with, I had a memory the other day of when I used to work in a supermarket, and I worked on a checkout, and I do an 8-hour shift, and it's basically 7.5 hours of smiling, pretending, masking that every customer, because I know some people don't necessarily do that who work in customer service, but I was like, no, this is my job. I need to be nice to people. I have to be. I've gone to work. This is my job, and I need to be nice and polite and chatty and make small talk. And it was exhausting. So when it was the lunch break, like instead of going to the canteen and sitting there with everybody else and like chatting about, I don't know what, I'm like, no, I've had enough peopling. I just can't. I've masked all this time. I've done what I need to do. I've done the right thing. I've been chatting. And I would just sit in the toilets for half an hour. And that was my break. And it is slightly shameful to say it because it's like, who else does it? I feel like nobody else would do that or admit to it. But I guess a lot of people probably felt like that.
Yeah.
I remember a few times I would go into the canteen and I was like, I don't know. People are talking, but I don't want any talking. I need to switch off.
Time out, yeah.
I just need time out to do something. I mean, I didn't have, obviously, back then we didn't have smartphones. We didn't have phones at all. I mean, now probably most people are sitting there these days, probably would be sitting in the canteen, but all on their phones scrolling. So they're actually regulating themselves by sitting and doom scrolling. Also, we didn't have those. So I just don't want to be amongst people. Like, how many more people do I have to be amongst? And I need to now drop the mask.
Yeah.
And try and have some time to myself. But yeah, it was slightly embarrassing thinking about it. It's like,
but that's what you needed.
I know. But I think if I'd have said to him, like, oh, you're in the wrong job, well, you've got to talk to people. Like, well, I can. I just
need that time away from
I'm also masked heavily in order to do it. So that's it, saying about your daughter and people saying, oh, she's got a friend, but like how much masking is going on with people who aren't on the same wavelength as her.
Yeah, this is it. And so my no shame zone is at school again. I was told I daydream, I don't pay. It's similar traits to my daughter. That's why I can see so much of, this is the ADHD or the spec or whatever you want to call it. And for me, I find unless something really, I was either 100% interested in something or I didn't care at all and just wasn't listening at all. And that is same for my daughter. The other day she was like, but why do I need to know about Vikings? Like, I don't care about Vikings. I'm not going to have a job about Vikings. I'm not going to have anything to do. I never need to know this information ever again in my life. And I said to her, yeah, you're right. I don't have an answer for you because
that's really interesting because I think we're interest driven. If Vikings captured her interest, she would run with that and she would know everything about Vikings and she would find a way to justify Vikings. But clearly, this particular topic isn't given her any interest. No. And how do you make that interest? You can't
spark an interest because I was exactly the same. I remember in my report it was like daydreams a lot and smart but could try better. There was all these kind of hidden things of like, you're doing all right, but if I had an interest in something, that was it. I knew everything about it. Like for me, it was space. I had a telescope. I was proper nerd. I don't care. I loved space growing up, and I knew everything about it. So whenever we had anything to do with space, I was like, right, she's really good at that because I love it. Anything that didn't capture my imagination or just wasn't interesting to me, zero, absolute zero. It was, again, one extreme to the other of, I either knew everything about this or I know nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, that's the thing, and that's what is so, gives us so much pleasure as ADHD people, when our interest is sparked. Yeah. There's nothing stopping us. Yeah. We will know everything about that thing.
God mode activated.
Yeah. You can't manufacture that. I mean, you're either interested or not.
You can try, but no. But, well, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.